Access switch to rear camera button. Stop recording button.
What's up, guys? It's Ken. So, I got a video, and today I'm just gonna do a update. What you will be seeing for this year, not much. Although if you're into Bop It, you'll be seeing some Bop It videos this year. I don't know how many. In fact, you might see a Bop It button video once I get an actual Bop It button. I do have a Bop It button, but it's the pre-release version, and I don't plan on showing it off on camera. I might do a sample, but that's about it. I don't think Dan Klechner would want me to actually show it off, so I'm going to end up getting the retail version, which is the Bop It Button Classic, as Kane likes to call it. The Bop It Button Classic is, don't even look. Don't even look. Not talking to the people on camera. What am I saying? I'm not talking to you guys that are watching the video. I'm talking, forget that. Anyways, there's something I want to tell, a certain YouTuber that is, currently either subscribed or not subscribed, or I don't know what the heck it is, but there's a blind Android user named See You Later Techno Gators, and apparently she has a Galaxy phone, although she has the next to lowest end phone, which is one that I've tried back in May of 2022, and that actually, I did upload a video with that phone. However, if you haven't seen any of my videos, I've since taken that video down because I wasn't sure if I was going to actually use the phone. So, if you don't know the backstory,
Device pairing. Your messages are available on the device you've paired.
Okay, talk back, please. Yep, I'm full Android now. I'm not going back to iOS. I was going to switch back to iOS completely, but there's some things that are stopping me. Like, for one, iMessage and FaceTime. I don't like them. Too many toxic people in those groups. And I like Android better. It's just a little better for me. Now, I haven't tried traveling with an Android phone, mind you. However, I haven't tried traveling with an iPhone either, so, yeah. So, I'm going to do a video on either my current channel, which is Ken, or my technology-themed channel, which is Technology Freak. Subscribe to that if you want to. I'm so sorry. So yeah, on this channel or my Technology Freak channel, I might just do it on here because I have a lot larger of an audience that view my videos if they want to. So yeah, I have the Samsung Galaxy A53, and it's the 5G variant because, of course, everyone wants to go to 5G. Everyone has to go to 5G. 4G is going out. Well, it will be. Not now, but it will be in a while. Hopefully. I don't know. But anyways, so a couple of updates. So, remember last year how I said I was probably going to get an Amazon Fire tablet? Well, I never got that. I did get an Echo device, and that was reviewed on my Technology Frig channel. And if you guys want to look at that, I would recommend you do that. I know, I'm tapping on it. My bad. Hopefully, I can get the Ultranix V12 digital voice recorders so that I can do reviews on it. And I will do an overview of it on this channel. Just to give an overview. And then I'm going to do a more simple overview on my Technology Frig channel. And then it's going to spawn into its own series like the Olympus one did. If you haven't seen the Olympus one, that was almost 2 years ago. Oh my gosh. It's like... oh my gosh. Is that... It's almost been that long. I hope to be maybe getting the Orbit speaker at some the Orbit speaker at some point. I don't know for sure what you can download as far as books, but it may be Bard or Bookshare. I don't know. As far as I know, it's going to have internal storage and an SD card slot, full SD card slot, mind you. If you want a quick overview of what I think the unit is going to look like, I don't have one. There are no pre-production units available for testing. As far as I know, I don't work there, but they are doing pre-orders, if you want to pre-order one. I think the actual price of it is like $500, but I don't know if they're actually going to take, I'm not sure how this pre-order system is going to work. If anything, they're going to say, okay, we're going to ship out this unit to you with, you give us your email, your phone number. We're going to ask you for your address, your billing address, your, shipping address. We're going to ask you for your credit card. I think that's how it's going to be. I think they're going to send an email saying, hey, we're getting ready to ship out the Orbit Speak. We're going to need your shipping info, billing info, credit card info, all that jazz. I think that's what they're going to say. I don't know that for sure. Don't quote me. Ask Orbit Research. If you want more info, ask them. I'm just assuming. I assume that's what they're going to do. But if not, consult them. Don't go to an don't go to a blind young adult that just makes videos from an Android phone. Don't do that. Consult the manufacturers of the Orbit Speak. The manufacturer of the Orbit Speak. if you want to more clearly, consult the manufacturer of the Orbit Speak. Consult them, because they're the ones that are going to tell you. Email them. Email Orbit Research and say, hey, look, how is the pre-ordering system going to work with the Orbit Speak? So anyone that pre-orders it, tell them that you just pre-ordered it and you would like to know how it works. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I feel like people should know. But also, if you want to do it through the U.S. retailers of the Orbit Research products, AT Guys is the way to go. I have not ordered anything from AT Guys, but they have the Orbit Writer, which is essentially a Braille keyboard that, if you remember the Braille Pen Slim, which I don't, because I wasn't around for that. Of course, I may have been old enough to remember the Braille Pen devices. The Braille Pen 12 is essentially a Bluetooth Braille display with 12 Braille cells on it. There was also a touch version where instead of the cursor routing keys, it is something you touch above each cell. And they had a utility in there called Clipboard. If you don't know what that is essentially a very, very lightweight text editor or notepad of sorts. You can put up to 500 characters in that, and it had a very small amount of storage on board. The clipboard function only works with, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about it. That was like 2011, 2012, but the Braille Pen Slim is essentially the Braille Pen 12, but without the Braille display. You get on, I said, do you get what do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? If you do, great. That's essentially what the Orbit Writer is. This is basically the Orbit Reader, but without the Braille display.
Using ETI Eloquence TTS. Switch to rear cam. Stop recording button.
And it only has Bluetooth capabilities. It has one USB connection as well, if you wanted to connect it to a computer. The Orbit Speak will have the same thing. If you look at their product info page, when it comes to the Orbit Speak, I might just put it in the description if I find it. I might, but just to give you the rundown, do you remember the Braille and Speak note taker? It was a device that was released back in the late 1980s, 1987 to be exact, by Lazy Engineering. And they released two other models, I think. There were several versions of it, although the Braille and Speak is I guess you could say the Braille and Speak is pretty much coming back. But not the way that you would think. Because it is... Oh, man, I'm sorry. I was just putting my hand on my leg. I don't even know why. The Samsung Galaxy A series of phones are 6.5 inches in length from the very top to the very bottom where the ports and stuff are. Take about 0.2 inches off of that, and that's how big the Orbit Speak is. 6.3 inches by 2.6 inches by 0.6 inches. So it's a little over half an inch thick, a little over 2.5 inches in width, and a little under 6.5 inches long. Well, what I mean is, it is, so from like the top, I'm not sure if they're referring to the actual plate, not including from the top of the keys to the bottom of the desk, or to the surface of the desk. But if they are, then that would be 0.6 inches. I don't know. If that's the case, then man, that is a very thin device. And rightly so, it is, you know, it can only have an SD card slot, headphone jack, and USB-C port. I think it's power only, so you cannot connect a external hard drive, external SSD to it, or a USB-C flash drive. What a bummer. Ugh. That's what you get when you pay for something that's maybe $500 or so. But, what can you expect, though? Because it's literally one of those note takers that you would literally find for low, it's a budget note taker. Think about the low budget phones right now. We got the A13 at $249. We got the A53 at $449. Those are budget phones. Those are not considered high-end. However, the A53 is high-end enough to where you can use it. Now, the A13 is a little bit of a different story. There's only one speaker on there, and it does not have an earpiece speaker like the A53 does. And the A13 5G variant has 64 gigabytes of internal storage, having 4 gigabytes of RAM. And that is about the same as an iPhone that I had, that I recorded videos on for the most part. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, the phone that I got now has got like twice that amount of storage, but 6 gigabytes of RAM, and that is like, well, it's cool, I guess. This is why I say it's a little bit on the high-end side, because $50 more, it would be $500. Pay $50 more and you would get yourself an Orbit Speak. Now, what would people be looking for in that type of note taker? Well, first of all, look at the capabilities. What can it do? You gotta ask these questions. What can the Orbit Speak do? How would that, benefit me? How would it benefit me? What could I benefit from the orbit speak? What can I do with the orbit speak? How would it affect my life? Would I be able to print stuff from it? Would I be able to emboss stuff from it? Would I be able to get books from it? Like download books? Those are questions you gotta ask yourself. And those are questions you should ask Orbit Research. Because they are the manufacturer of it. Because that's the manufacturer of it. The thing to note is that you're paying for you're pretty much pre-ordering a $500 note taker that is pretty much, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. Heck no. It's good for those that want it. It's good for those that need it and that are on a budget. Seriously. We need more note takers like that.
Take my other medicine. Switch to rear camera. Take my other medicine. Windows System UI. Capture button. Pause but 002149. 0 edge panel. 0 switch.
Ignore that.
Stop recording.
I don't care. You may be wondering what other medicine is that reminding me about. Well, let's just forget that ever happened. Anyways, as I was saying, you're basically paying for a $500 note taker or pre-ordering a $500 note taker that, while not a bad choice for someone who might want it and that may be on a budget, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Oh, yeah.
Pause button. Stop recording button.
Anyways, I'm pretty much done here.